If starfish don't have a brain, how do they think? That's a question for another day. Today, let's talk about something much more interesting. Welcome to WiseUse, the place where curious minds come to explore the hidden wonders of nature. Have you ever wondered how a starfish sleeps? Well, you might be surprised to know that these creatures don't sleep at all. They don't have eyelids to droop, nor do they yawn or stretch. Instead, they just sort of chill out, almost like they're on permanent vacation. But here's the kicker. They also don't dream, plan their next meal, or worry about their existence. Basically, they don't do anything that requires thinking. So, how do they navigate life without a brain? Well, to understand that, we need to take a closer look at what a starfish is. And here's what we found. A starfish isn't actually a fish. Despite the name, it belongs to a group of marine animals called echinoderms, which also includes sea urchins and sea cucumbers. Now, these guys may not be the sharpest tools in the shed, but they sure are resilient. Their tough outer skin allows them to survive in some pretty harsh environments, and they've been around for over 450 million years. But what really sets them apart is their uncanny ability to regenerate lost limbs. In fact, some species can regrow an entire new starfish from just one arm. But how do they do it? Well, as with everything else about starfish, it comes down to their unique nervous system. Unlike us, centralized brains, starfish have a decentralized nerve net. Picture a bunch of interconnected nodes spread throughout the body, kind of like this web allows them to respond to their environment without needing a central command center. And here's how it works. Each arm has its own nerve ring and nerve cord, and these connect to form a ring around the central disc. Signals can pass directly between arms, allowing them to coordinate their movements and respond to stimuli. This decentralized approach gives each arm a bit of autonomy. Think of it like having 5 mini-computers working together to control a robot. Amazingly, this system seems to function without any kind of central intelligence. Now, starfish don't have brains, but they do have eyes. Well, sort of. At the end of each arm is a tiny cluster of light-sensitive cells called an eye. Eye spots can detect light and dark, shadows and movement, but they can't form images or distinguish shapes. Nevertheless, this information is enough to help the starfish avoid predators, seek shelter, and navigate toward food. But what about eating? How do starfish eat without a brain to tell them how? Well, they have a trick for that, too. Many starfish feed on bivalves like clams and mussels. First, they attach their arms to the shell and start prying it open. Then, get this, they stick their stomach out of their mouths and digest the prey externally. Once the food is partially digested, they slurp it back into their stomachs. It's a slow and messy process. But hey, it works. And again, it's all done without a brain telling them what to do. So the question we started with, how do starfish think? Well, they don't think like us. They don't have conscious thoughts or feelings. So in that sense, they're not intelligent in the way we usually think about it. However, they do process information and solve problems. They adapt to changes in their environment, respond to danger, navigate complex terrain, and coordinate their movements. They do all this through a beautifully simple, decentralized system. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter whether or not starfish think. What matters is that they survive and thrive in a way that we humans can only dream of. So next time you see a starfish floating past you in an aquarium, remember, it might not have a brain, but it doesn't need one to be brilliantly adapted and thriving. Do you think starfish are smarter than we give them credit for? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to WiseUse for more nature videos that will make you think. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep thinking. We'll see you next time with more nature's wonders.